What if your thoughts are not really yours? What if the fears you feel, the desires you chase, and even the choices you believe you freely make, were already written long before you were born? Today, I want to show you the scientific reason why you are not a blank slate, why your brain is a living history book, and why understanding this can completely change how you see yourself and others. And as you listen, notice something interesting. Your brain will already start recognizing parts of itself. Let's start with a simple truth neuroscience agrees on. Your brain does not begin at zero, before you ever took your first breath. Your DNA already decided how your brain would grow, which chemicals it would prefer, how sensitive you would be to stress, and how strongly you would feel pleasure, fear, or motivation. Your genes don't decide everything, but they set the boundaries. Think of it like this. DNA doesn't write the full story, but it chooses the genre. Some brains are wired for novelty, some for caution, some for deep emotion, some for logic and pattern, and here's where it gets fascinating. Modern neuroscience and epigenetics show something powerful. Experiences can change how genes behave. Stress, trauma, love, famine, safety, they leave chemical markers on DNA. And those markers can be passed down, which means your anxiety might not start with you, your fear response might belong to a grandparent. Your survival instincts may come from ancestors who had to fight to live. Your nervous system remembers what your family survived, even if your conscious mind doesn't. So when your body reacts before you can think, that's not weakness, that's history speaking through neurons. Now let's talk about experience. Every thought you repeat, every emotion you rehearse, every belief you reinforce, physically rewires your brain. Neurons that fire together, wire together. That means repeated fear builds fear circuits, repeated confidence builds confidence circuits, repeated self-doubt strengthens self-doubt pathways. Your personality is not just who you are. It is what your brain has practiced the most, and here's a powerful question. What have you been practicing without realizing it? Now this part might feel uncomfortable, and that's okay. Neuroscience shows that your brain often makes decisions. Before you are consciously aware of them, your choice appears. After the brain has already begun acting, so the feeling of "I decided" is sometimes the brain explaining itself after the fact. This doesn't mean you're a robot. It means you are a biological system shaped by DNA, ancestral survival patterns, past experiences, repetition. In other words, you are a memory that learned how to speak. Because here's the most important part, and your brain needs to hear this clearly. Understanding this doesn't remove responsibility. It gives you leverage when you realize your reactions are learned. Your patterns are conditioned. Your identity is flexible. You stop blaming yourself and you start training yourself. You can't erase your history, but you can update the software. Awareness is the moment the brain becomes editable. And the moment you see the pattern, you are no longer fully controlled by it. Now imagine this. Imagine recognizing a reaction as it starts. Imagine saying, "This isn't me, this is conditioning." Imagine choosing a different response. Slowly, deliberately. That's not motivation. That's neuroscience, and the more you repeat that process, the more your brain literally changes. New circuits, new defaults, new identity. Because while you are shaped by the past, you are not trapped by it. So the next time you judge yourself, remember, you are not broken. You are trained, and anything that was trained can be retrained. If this made you see your brain differently, like the video. If you want more content that rewires how you see yourself, subscribe. Because once you understand the brain, you stop fighting yourself and start working with it. And that's where real change begins.